Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am presenting the project plan for our harmonization of intravenous practices. As we prepare for our landmark transition to the new Glen site, our highest priority is ensuring that clinical practice across all of our emerging adult care facilities are unified, efficient, and above all, safe for our patients. Over the next few minutes, I will walk you through the operational drivers behind this initiative, our core objectives, our project scope, key timelines and milestones, our budget breakdown, and our risk approach and our strategic approach to risk and governance. To understand why this project is critical, let's look at where we stand today. Across our adult care units, nursing teams are currently operating up to 8 different types of legacy IV pumps. It's a fragmented environment and it creates significant operational drag. Nurses spend valuable shift time hunting and gathering available equipment. Additionally, clinical administration procedures vary from unit to unit, and medication safety features remain inconsistent across devices. With our existing biomedical engineering contracts for IV pumps expiring in 2012, we have a unique opportunity. Rather than simply renewing those old contracts, the TSO was tasked with leading a clinical-driven initiative to standardize and deploy a modern unified fleet of smart infusion pumps across all adult hospital units. Our objectives fall into 4 core pillars. First, harmonize practice. We will consolidate all site-specific clinical guidelines into a single evidence-based master policy for IV medication administration. Second, we will standardize our technology. We will select, acquire, and deploy a fleet of volumetric and syringe pumps that are equipped with a unified dose air reduction system and co-developed drug library. Third, we will optimize our logistics. We will streamline the supply chain, biomedical maintenance, and distribution protocols so that nurses have immediate access to at least 1.5 functional lines per patient, thus eliminating equipment shortages. Fourth, we will establish governance. We are instituting a multi-tiered governance model. It combines an executive steering committee and an operational work group to oversee rollout and maintain a post-implementation standards. Ultimately, success means 100% adoption of the DERS drug library software with zero disruption to patient care and complete day one readiness for the new Glen site relocation. Clear scoping is essential. Let's get down to that section. To keep this transformation of this magnitude on schedule and within budget. On the scope side, our primary inclusions involve the procurement of standardized volumetric and syringe pumps, their docking station, and charging hardware. We will create a pharmacy verification and a centralized master IV drug library. We will draft and publish an RFP, establish a comprehensive train-the-trainer education framework for clinical personnel, and implement safety inspection, testing, and calibration protocols managed by biomedical engineering. To maintain tight focus, there are several items of complexity that will be excluded from this project scope. We will not include the updated PCA pain management pumps. Any equipment procurement for Montreal Children's Hospital or Lachine Hospital will operate under separate legacy contracts. And structural facility construction or physical network cabling upgrades at the new Glen site are not going to be included. Now looking at our strategic timeline leading up to the physical move. In July of 2012, we will launch procurement with the publication of our RFP. In December 2012, we will complete vendor selection and contract execution. In April of 2013, we will complete the configuration and pharmacy verification of the master IV drug library database. By December of 2013, biomedical engineering will conduct safety testing alongside pilot program rollout. In March of 2014, we will launch our Train the Trainer clinical education program. And then in June of 2014, we will finalize the permanent cross-departmental governance board. And finally, in June of 2015, we'll execute the full smart pump fleet deployment, guaranteeing that day one operational readiness for the New Glenn site. Financially, our total capital funding allocation is $9 million. 72% is dedicated to smart IV pump fleet hardware, accessories, and procurement costs. Excuse me. 10% will be set aside for risk management and a contingency reserve. 9% will cover the IT system integration and DERS software setup. 6% will fund the clinical education, training frameworks, and materials. And the remaining 3% will support project management, oversight, administration management, and change management. This effort is backed by a dedicated cross-functional team led by myself, the project manager, alongside our project sponsors, the pharmacist in chief and director of nursing, as well as leads from biomedical engineering, IT, infrastructure, and procurement. A project of this scale will always carry operational risks. And we have established clear mitigation plans for each of those. So let's review them. To address DERS software integration failure, we are conducting iterative trial runs, enforcing dual pharmacist verification of all library dosing limits, and we're going to embed a dedicated IT support personnel on the ground. To tackle clinical resistance or further equipment hoarding, we are unifying clinical guidelines prior to the move. We're establishing a centralized fleet management, and we're deploying peer educators through Train the Trainer model. To safeguard against supply chain delivery delays, we have built a mandatory 4-week buffer into the master plan prior to deployment, and it will be backed by bi-weekly vendor audits. And of course, to prevent budget expansion, we are enforcing a strict change control procedure requiring steering committee sign-off. It is supported by our $900,000 contingency reserve. In summary, the harmonization of intravenous practices project transforms a major equipment renewal into an opportunity to elevate our patient safety, to streamline our nursing workflows, and guarantee complete operational readiness for our new home at the Glenn site. With formal approval from our project sponsors, we are preparing to proceed directly to RFP publication. Thank you for your time and continued support. I would now like to open the floor for any questions.